The true side of Jungkook willingly becomes a volunteer to help fire victims. Hello Army, welcome back to Kpop Update channel. The name Jungkook is no stranger in the entertainment world. For years, he has been standing on the world's biggest stages as the youngest member of BTS, the global phenomenon that has brought pride to South Korea, rewritten music history, and moved millions of hearts across continents. Jungkook is known for his golden voice, for the way he effortlessly dances across the stage, for his electrifying charisma that pulls you in every time he performs. From Seoul to Los Angeles, from Tokyo to Paris, he is celebrated, admired, and loved. But beyond the flashing lights, the sold-out arenas, and the roaring cheers of fans, there is something about Jungkook that not everyone sees. Something that cannot be captured through the lens of a camera, nor fully appreciated through award-winning performances. That something is his heart. Today, we're not just talking about the Jungkook that the world knows. Not the Jungkook who breaks records, tops charts, or wins prestigious awards. Today, we're revealing the side of Jungkook that is rarely seen, yet shines brighter than any spotlight, the side of Jungkook who shows up quietly, humbly, and sincerely, when people need him the most. It all began just recently, when a tragedy struck. A massive fire broke out in one of the densely populated neighborhoods of South Korea. The flames, fueled by strong winds and fragile structures, consumed everything in their path. Houses, dreams, memories, all were reduced to ashes in a matter of hours. The cries of those who lost everything echoed through the streets. Parents clutching their children. Grandparents helplessly watching their life's possessions burn. It was a scene of devastation, of heartbreak, of unimaginable loss. The news quickly spread. Television channels, online platforms, and social media covered the disaster. Government aid was dispatched. Volunteers from different parts of Korea began arriving with food, blankets, and essential supplies. And amidst the crowd of volunteers, hidden behind a simple black hoodie, a face mask, and a cap, stood someone no one expected. It was Jungkook. Not the idol Jungkook. Not the superstar. But Jungkook, the human being. He came without fanfare, without bodyguards, without a manager. He came alone. Quietly. No cameras followed him. No staff members arranged a schedule. There was no official BTS or HYB announcement. He just showed up, like any other volunteer, carrying boxes, preparing meals, distributing supplies, and comforting those who were lost and broken. He did not seek attention. In fact, he tried to avoid it. According to local residents, Jungkook even politely asked those who recognized him to keep his presence private. He feared that his appearance might distract from the real purpose of the moment, to help. He wasn't there as a celebrity, he was there as a fellow Korean, as a human being who simply wanted to help. One of the most touching testimonies came from a local resident who, through tears, shared, "I didn't realize it was him at first. He was just like any other volunteer. But when he briefly lowered his mask to drink, I was shocked. It was Jungkook. But what touched me more was how he treated us. He didn't act like a star. He treated us like his own family. He hugged me while I cried. He didn't say much, but his hug was warm. In that moment, I felt like the sadness I carried suddenly became lighter." Jungkook spent hours at the site, not rushing, not watching the clock. He distributed blankets, helped clean up debris, and sat with children who had lost their homes. He didn't bring cameras, didn't hand out BTS merchandise, didn't even take photos. What he brought was something far more valuable: his time, his presence, and his sincere smile. He listened to stories. He held hands. He knelt down to the level of the children, playing with them, trying his best to bring laughter back into their eyes, even just for a while. One child, in an innocent voice, said to him, "Oppa, can I go with you?" That single sentence broke the hearts of many who heard it. Because in that child's eyes, Jungkook wasn't a superstar. He was simply someone who made them feel safe, even amidst the ruins. Imagine, someone as globally famous as Jungkook, who could have stayed comfortably in his luxurious home, chose to walk into a disaster zone instead. No cameras. No official announcement. No security detail. Just him, quietly choosing to feel the pain with the people and do what little he could to help. But if you followed Jungkook closely, this may not surprise you. This isn't the first time he has done something like this. Time and time again, there have been stories of Jungkook quietly donating to children's hospitals, supporting cancer patients, and funding education for underprivileged students. Yet, none of these acts were publicized by him. Fans often find out months later, not through official statements, but through whispers from organizations, grateful parents, or small articles buried deep in the news. This is the kind of person Jungkook is. His kindness isn't a PR strategy. His generosity isn't for social media likes. His sincerity is real, honest, and consistent. What happened next was just as inspiring. Armies around the world, upon learning of Jungkook's quiet act of kindness, began organizing fundraising campaigns for the fire victims. Fans from the United States, Japan, Europe, Southeast Asia, and many more regions came together, not just to trend hashtags, but to send real help. Some even decided to volunteer locally in their own communities, inspired by Jungkook's example. Jungkook didn't just show up for the victims of the fire. He reminded the world that fame means nothing if you forget compassion. He reminded us that the most beautiful thing you can give someone is your time, your empathy, your presence. Social media was flooded with comments from people around the globe. I cried seeing how sincere he is. He taught us that sincerity is the most beautiful form of love. Jungkook, thank you for showing us what it means to be truly human. And even though the scars left by the fire will take time to heal, many families have already begun to find hope again, not only because of the food and blankets they received, but because of the kindness and comfort brought by one young man who came with no other intention but to help. In a world often filled with noise, vanity, and insincerity, Jungkook is a reminder that there are still people who act out of pure love and goodness. Not because they have to. Not because they are told to. But simply because it's the right thing to do. Jungkook didn't just give aid, he gave hope. He gave a warm hug when words weren't enough. He shared a genuine smile when laughter felt impossible. He showed us all that the most powerful thing you can offer is not money, fame, or even talent, but a kind heart. So to Jungkook, we say, thank you. Not because you are a famous idol, but because you chose to stand with those who were hurting when no one was watching. Because when the world was burning, you became the water that cooled many hearts. And to all of you watching, you don't need to be Jungkook to make a difference. You just need one thing. A sincere heart. If this story touched you, please help us share it. Like, comment, and subscribe, but more importantly, let's continue the chain of kindness wherever we are.